How's it going? How's it going, my people? Here we are, on our way to the fifth town. The fifth town of the challenge is none other than Abejorral. And look what I found here on the way. A beautiful little bridge. Let's see if we can walk across it, and if that thing isn't too dangerous, because it does look a bit broken. But as you know, we're lovers of craziness. So woohoo, let's walk, and wow, look at what we've found. How beautiful. And this is just the entrance to Abejorral, my people, the next town, town number 5. It has made us truly realize that Colombia possesses some of the absolute best. How exactly would we describe them? I am not entirely sure. Views. Colombia has some of the best. Colombia is beautiful, to put it simply, my people. Look. All the towns I've visited give you these beautiful views. So far, in every charming town we've consistently explored, we've always come across a truly breathtaking and absolutely beautiful view. A truly wonderful and magnificent place to pause and truly appreciate. How crazy is Colombia? I'm about to show you. Look at this, pretty normal, right? But check this out. Guys, the best landscapes are truly right here in Colombia indeed. That's literally what it is, without a doubt. Just walk a little bit and look at what you find. Wow, it's truly wild. Look right behind me. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Guys, we're really high up. You really feel it, as they say. But it's beautiful. It's crazy. And here, just a regular mountain. And I truly believe this is indeed the grand entrance to Abejorral. Everyone, we made it. We made it. We made it. We're already here in Abejorral, guys. My very first impressions of this charming town of Abejorral are quite remarkable. The most absolutely beautiful and stunning thing I've had the pleasure of seeing so far in this delightful little town is undoubtedly the Central Park, guys. It's incredibly spacious, wonderfully beautiful, exceptionally comfortable, and it proudly features a magnificent church. Wow, what a sight to behold. It's truly majestic, a sight to behold with its grandeur and impressive scale, and it's also quite substantially big, encompassing a vast area. And the park itself, just take a moment to look at this incredible expanse. It's absolutely enormous, stretching far and wide. So there is absolutely no conceivable excuse for anyone not to be able to find a comfortable and available place to sit down and relax, quite literally, in any part of this magnificent space. This park is truly beautiful, guys. Abejorral, Antioquia. This is precisely where our incredible adventure truly begins. Let's see who exactly we can interview this time to tell us even more about the rich and vibrant culture of Abejorral. And well, now I'll also show you this absolutely majestic and breathtaking sight. Wow, just wow. Alright, let's start by continuing our delightful and extensive tour of this exceptionally beautiful place. We're going to go deep inside to fully experience this magnificent beauty, guys. We absolutely cannot miss out on going in to see what it's truly like, how it genuinely surprises us, and honestly, what an incredibly gorgeous and stunning park. It's absolutely crazy. Well, now I definitely have to take off my glasses, for sure. And also my very own special and unique cap, you know, guys. At this very moment, we find ourselves within a truly sacred and profoundly revered place. We are currently looking at the fallen Lord, and there are several flickering candles of heartfelt gratitude placed around him. And since it is currently Holy Week, everything around us is beautifully decorated in a rich, deep purple hue. Here we are now proceeding slowly down the left aisle, and from this vantage point, let us carefully head toward the very center of the sacred space. And you can clearly see it's truly beautiful. The intricate decoration is really quite amazing, isn't it? It's also a bit big. I like it. I really like how they've decorated here. Look at how beautiful this cross is. Guys, it's truly beautiful, absolutely stunning, and just look at this magnificent center. Please take a moment to truly observe and appreciate how wonderfully and profoundly we can genuinely admire its intricate details. Wow. Now I'm going to give you a brief comprehensive tour of how it currently looks from this vantage point right now.
And this was the beautiful historic church of Abejorral, a truly remarkable place. Well,
Alright, folks, we've already seen the church. Now we're heading to the town hall to see what stories they'll share with us, what they'll tell us about this beautiful town. Because as you know, we're here to show the true essence of the town, what has really been lived, what people have truly gone through, and its history. So let's see how it goes. Alright, folks, we've just entered the town hall. They already told us to look for someone named Juliana. She's going to show us everything related to what this is about. Tourism here in Abejorral. She's going to show us the tourist spots, historical places, and more. So the mission right now is to find Juliana. Alright, here we go. Alright, folks, we're at the House of Culture. Here we need to find someone named Juliana. She's going to guide us a bit through the historical tour of the place and tell us its story. So, hi, how are you? How's it going? Alright, folks, we found Juliana. She's about to tell us a bit about the history of Abejorral, okay?
nice to meet you. As you said, my name is Juliana. At the moment, I am the tourism professional in charge here at the House of Culture, as well as of the tourism activities in the municipality, right? This is the House of Culture, where in addition to all the historical aspects, we also showcase how we are promoting culture in the municipality. So now we're going to enter the art gallery of one of our artistic icons, Jesus Maria Cardona. Well, Jesus Maria Cardona was a native of Abejorral who dedicated his entire life to painting. But it wasn't just painting for the sake of painting. What he tried to do was capture the places where he was through his art. It is said in his story that he won the lottery, and thanks to that, he had the opportunity to travel to Europe. With that trip to Europe, he was able to perfect his techniques, and during that time, his teachers taught him new skills, including everything related to abstract art. However, those same teachers told him, "Look, you're not bad at it, but your real talent is capturing landscapes, right?" So a large part of the works we find here are of places he visited, both in Europe and also here in Abejorral. So these are his works. Here we can learn how to make the feet of the easel, and also the materials he used at that time to create all those beautiful pieces, right? Here we also have a kind of recognition that was given to him. All right, perfect. He also spent his last years in a village on the outskirts of Abejorral. We have more than 60 rural districts, about 68 in total. So that makes the rural area quite extensive. You'll notice this when you visit some of the natural tourist attractions, that our rural area is really quite vast. The nursing home was located on the outskirts of the town. It was called La Guadita. Here we can see what the nursing home looked like before. He decided to spend his last years in the nursing home and died in 1990. However, he made it very clear that before he died, he wanted to donate his funeral rites to the town so that he would be remembered, right? Basically, this space is what we're aiming for. It's about recognizing his work and that we too are pioneers in the artistic field. If you've heard, Abejorral is called the Land of 100 Gentlemen. Why is it called the Land of 100 Gentlemen? I'll explain it to you when we go into the museum. Alright, let's go. So, now we're going to enter the museum area. You will find much of the history of Abejorral here, as well as the story of colonization, and there's a new area featuring some discoveries that were made during some excavations. That hasn't really come to light yet. They arrived here about 3 or 4 months ago, so you will have the good fortune of being able to see... Oh my god. As I was telling you, if you happen to see a significant number of portraits displayed prominently around, it's primarily because Benfron is widely known and celebrated as the land of 100 distinguished lords. We have historically had many very prominent and influential figures in various important fields: esteemed governors, dedicated doctors, brilliant scientists, skilled lawyers, devout priests, creative poets, and talented painters. So let's just say we had numerous truly important and pioneering individuals who were also instrumental in the early colonization and development of other towns, right? So that's precisely why it is affectionately called the land of 100 noble lords. That doesn't mean that among these 100 lords there haven't been female figures, right? So, for example, among the women we have Blanca Izaza, who was a very prominent poet from Abejorral. Would it be? Is this really her? Previously, the House of Culture wasn't located here. It was on Calle Real, where the Vive Digital Center is currently found. So obviously, in moving everything over here, some things were lost along the way, right? So then, well, what we did was try to recover some of the spaces and give everything a sense of purpose, you know? Abejorral was founded on January 15th, 1811 by Jose Antonio Villegas, which is where the name comes from. You're going to understand why it was called Abejorral. When they were coming here, a swarm of bees started chasing them and was about to sting them. So they said, "What is this? A swarm of bees?" And that's where the name comes from. They were about to get stung. Well, when he came to found the settlement, he arrived with this Christ and this staff. So let's say we try very hard to preserve these elements because this is basically where the entire foundation started from.
Of Valverde. Okay, how old is this Christ? Sorry.
Well, it's completely over. It is finished.
500 years old? 500 years, wow. And
it's still preserved.
Yeah, it's in really great shape.
Well, the pieces we find here are from the time of the Quimbaya. So it's also to powerfully remind us how many wonderful years have truly passed and everything that used to be readily found in the different, distinct areas of the various villages even, and all the cherished memories associated with them.
Gold.
Gold, lots of gold. In fact, we're heading over there now, which is what I was going to show you, right? This is the first panoramic photo from the centennial of Abejorral. It was the first panoramic photo ever taken of Abejorral. In addition to that, we can see that the park has gone through different transformations. So before, the streets were completely cobblestone. You can kind of see it here, but also in the hallway when we look at. In the hallway of Nuevo Utico, you'll see what the town used to look like, right? But let's say here you can see a contrast of how it was. So if you notice, there's something very specific about this, and it's that if you look, this is still preserved. I don't know if you've noticed that the architecture has been preserved. That's because Abejorral has been declared a heritage site and a property of cultural interest. This means that its colonial architecture must be preserved due to its history and culture. So if you notice, most of the houses are all colonial old with certain, let's say, kinds of paint materials. The material is rammed earth and barretta. And wood, no exceptions. The classification of these houses is by level of interest, level 1, 2, and 3. So generally, houses that are level 1 and 2 must be preserved in a state as close as possible to how they were in earlier times, right? Which were the little wooden beams, the rammed earth, the walls finished with lime. Those things absolutely have to be preserved because of their historical value. Now, for example, when there are cases where intervention is needed, when the houses collapse because these construction techniques are no longer practiced today, that's when they have to try to adapt the architecture a bit. Of course, this has to be done without losing the facade or the sense of belonging that comes from the declaration. They saw that Abejorral had the potential to preserve that historic town center, right? In addition to that, we are the largest declared historic town center at that time, recognized as a property of cultural interest.
These have been here for 4 months.
They brought them here about 4 months ago. They are some tombs that were found in the Arizo rural area. They found these tombs while doing some excavations and studies of the fires, because as I mentioned earlier, there are savings. It has approximately 68 rural districts, viredas. This means that our main economic activity is agriculture. So I don't know if maybe on your way here you saw a lot of avocado production. Exactly. That's another point. Abejorral has all the climate zones. So we can produce avocados, coffee, blackberries. We've produced a bit of everything. What happens is that the municipality tries to adapt according to the season and the needs. At this moment, what is it? Avocado, so let's say this is currently the strongest production system. However, we also produce milk and a little bit of everything. While conducting those studies and excavations to see if it was possible to produce on that land, they found some tombs that are sacred. These were some of the bodies they found. They discovered a man and his 2 children. Apparently, they were buried together because they suffered from an illness like a virus. That's what the anthropologist tells us. These are the oldest remains found so far. They are over 990 years old.
The number 990 is...
Yes, and we should note that they reached that age. The anthropologist later said that, as they are called, they elongated their skulls. The skulls are longer than normal. And it was because within the culture they practiced, they would put something here, like a metallic object here, which caused their skulls to elongate. So from that, it was determined that they were over 990 years old. They were buried together, a man, a woman, and their 2 children. It was also determined that they were with their children because the teeth did not correspond to those of an adult. They are children's teeth. Galleries where the entire cultural and traditional system that has been preserved in the municipality is displayed, right? So these are like old photos that were collected showing what Abejorral used to be like. For example, you can see one of the schools that belonged to the Sisters of the Presentation. This photo is from 1964, and everything you'll find from here to the end of the hallway are old photos that were collected. So you can get a sense of how Abejorral used to work. However, I also want to emphasize something. These are photos of how traditions used to be, but that doesn't mean those traditions are lost. If you notice, this town looks like an old-fashioned town. You completely disconnect and realize that there's much more modernity in the other towns, right? But when you come here, for example, the main means of transportation for many of the farmers is the mule. It's the escaleras. In other words, these are the chivas buses, which are quite distinctive and colorful. That's their primary and traditional transportation system, a truly unique and integral part of their daily lives. So this particular aspect, this cultural element, is still something that is carefully preserved and maintained here, right? In addition to that, another very important and deeply rooted custom that they diligently try to preserve and uphold is everything related to the vibrant and bustling farmers' market, a central hub for local produce and community interaction. Another thing is that Holy Week traditions are still widely practiced. That is still kept alive. Holy Week is still preserved today with live events where there are float parades, pilgrimages, and various activities. Regarding activities related to religion, because we are a very Catholic town, right? So the focus here in tourism is also on religious themes. That doesn't mean we don't have other types of tourism activities. Let's see, LCS stands out for having a strong emphasis on adventure tourism. Maybe you've heard about everything related to the house in the air, Cantabria. Have you heard of Cantabria? Cantabria is also, let's say, the second largest waterfall in Antioquia, and there are also tourism service providers there, like those at the house in the air, for example, who offer a whole adventure experience. So if you also get the chance to go, it's really beautiful because, for example, they have hanging hammocks at the second house, the second largest waterfall in Antioquia. That's one of our landmarks. Also the Casa del Aire on Cerro San Vicente. If you have the chance right now, stand in front of the church in the park just in front, and you'll see a big imposing mountain. That's Cerro San Vicente. Adventure tourism is also practiced there, just like it used to be in the town. In fact, this is the oldest restaurant in Abejorral. In fact, it still keeps its name, El Idilio.
How many years has this restaurant been around?
Look, it's been here since the 1980s, and that photo might even be older. And the lunch is delicious. I mean, highly recommended if you're looking for homemade food. Well, if you're looking for something homemade, it's really good there because it's truly homemade, right? What I was telling you about the streets before, look at how the streets used to be, right? But the ones around the park were made completely with cobblestones, as you can see here.
Yes, absolutely.
You see? Manuel Canuto Restrepo, a priest from here in Abejorral, who is actually one of the Cien Señores, his remains are in the church. If you want information about the church, you'll find out over there. For example, his remains are in a marble tower at the back of the church, and that's where his remains currently rest. Right now, we are celebrating more than 200 years of Manuel Carmen Torres Trepo. The celebration was in January, but it's commemorated all year long, right? What else? You're going to see something about the church clock. If you go there now, you'll find something a bit odd. I'll leave it as homework for you to find out. A tree within a tree.
A family tree.
All of it completely.
The children are happily playing and enjoying themselves.
Here on the boat? Her? Oh my god. It's worth noting, if you notice, the architecture of these houses is quite large, right? Almost all the houses are this big. Why is that? Because families used to be much larger. For example, let me give you this case. My grandfather had 17 children. So what did they used to do back then? The first floor was used for unloading everything, all the agricultural work, so they would park the mules there, the men would help with the agricultural tasks, and on the second floor the women would help with the housework. So they always tried to help each other out. That's why the houses were so big and the families were so large. These are activities that are still preserved to this day. We can find things like live Holy Week celebrations. Holy Week is still held, right? Exactly like that. People go out, take on roles, and reenact Holy Week. There are also horseback parades. In fact, next month we have a horseback parade that goes through Paso de Araria. There are more than 200 mules that come here, just like during the colonization. So one of the routes passes through here, through Abejorral. Besides showcasing the art gallery, the museum, and the photo collection, what we want with these spaces is for people to get involved and participate in other kinds of activities, right? So for example, in these rooms we have here, you'll find workshops that are offered for free, meaning they're provided by the mayor's office, by the administration. So we have workshops for string instruments, wind instruments, vocal technique, piano, theater, dance, visual arts, and they're all free and open to all ages. So let's say we also really encourage people to get involved in these kinds of activities because we're always trying to promote cultural initiatives, right? From the Casa de la Cultura, what other activities do we offer? We organize film forums, and if you have the chance to walk along the main commercial street, there's the church, and to the right you'll see a street. That street has a history. It's called the Camino del Sur. It used to be a mandatory route for, founding other towns. It was a mandatory stop. On that street there's a theater called the Messenia Theater, which also underwent renovations recently. It was inaugurated this year, also thanks to the team from the House of Culture. They put on plays, it was being inaugurated at that time, and they show movies for the community on Fridays, since there isn't a movie theater or anything like that here. So we try to make sure there is a cinema experience, right? We also try to get people involved a bit and to learn
more interesting things. Well, this was the magnificent House of Culture of Abejorral. Now we truly know the fascinating story of why it's called Abejorral. At the very end, which unfortunately wasn't recorded, they kindly recommended something truly special to us that's exclusively found right here. One of the unique and cherished creations of a talented individual in this charming town. And that's an avocado ice cream. What do you all think? Tasty? Well, let's try it. Bad news. We couldn't find a place that sells avocado ice cream open. Right now they're asking around to see if maybe they close at noon or something like that. Because no, my friends, it's not closed. We missed out on the avocado ice cream. Well, in that particular case, we have actually found another wonderful place that they confidently say also proudly sells the truly famous and incredibly delicious avocado ice cream. We are now enthusiastically heading over there. Let's eagerly see if it is indeed open for business, because I am genuinely and incredibly curious to personally try this unique and delightful treat, guys. Avocado ice cream, that's crazy. Alright, my dear folks, we have finally arrived at this particular place where they confidently claim to sell the most delicious avocado ice cream. It appears to be just a long, ordinary hallway, which is quite surprising. Here it is. Wow, how nice. Look! Here's the avocado fruit, the souvenirs, and other things. Which is actually something unique. Oh my god, here. It looks like it wasn't here either. Don't tell me that. They don't sell the ice cream here, even though they told us they did. No, it wasn't here. It's only over there and it's closed. Continuing the adventure of searching for avocado ice cream, we went to two different places. At one, they obviously told us it wasn't there, but my friends, when we left, supposedly over there, that's precisely and exactly where they actually sell it, and it is, in fact, currently open for business. But I'm already tired, but well, we got it. I think we did. There's the table. Let's see how the avocado ice cream turns out for us. Alright, let me show you the entrance. Look. It looks really interesting. Let's say hi, hello, with a bell that has a story from the 1850s, and here we can see the history. It's a place also truly historic, my friends, and indeed you can clearly see it there. And we've arrived, alright? Let's try the avocado ice cream and see what we think of it. Alright, so we arrived and found that there are staff in the shop. They're going to show us the famous avocado ice cream. Let's see what we think of it. This place is really beautiful. Let me show you. Remember, everything I've shown you is in Abejorral, Antioquia, our 5th town in the challenge. Guys, how delicious. Wow. Alright, let's see what we can pair that ice cream with. Guys, seriously, take a good look at this absolutely incredible and truly unique menu. It's genuinely astonishing what extraordinary and exotic options they have available here. For instance, they offer a creamy avocado milkshake alongside a refreshing tree tomato milkshake. And beyond those delightful beverages, you can also discover a rich and smooth avocado ice cream, as well as a distinctively flavored tree tomato ice cream, making for a truly adventurous culinary experience. That's what we're going to try. I wonder how it'll taste. Let's find out. Alright folks, as promised, a promise is a debt. Avocado ice cream. Just look at this, it's wild. Time to try it and tell you if it's a yes or a no, if it passes the test. It's really good. It's incredibly delicious. It's truly a delightful experience. Highly recommended. Avocado ice cream. Now you know where to find it. In Abejorral. It's crazy. Alright folks, here at the shop where we had the avocado ice cream, they're going to tell us a bit about what they offer.
We have artisanal products made from Sacana de Global. These are products based on natural fruit. We have a gooseberry jam with ginger and chia seeds. And over here we have a dulce de leche with locally sourced coffee. This is a blackberry jam with locally sourced cafetalene, and they're sweetened with honey. This is a Hawaiian sauce for Piji Papaya Hawaiian style meat. This is the honey I use to make these products. It's pure bee honey. This is an oatmeal cookie with chocolate chips. And here we have a semi-sweet chocolate brownie with cranberries and walnuts. And over here we have a yogurt and orange cake.
All these products are made by your company, right?
Yes, they're from my company. It's called Fruit. You can find it on social media, on Instagram at Fruit Abejorral.
Are these organic products?
Yes, they're organic products. The jams and the arequipe are made with farm fresh milk.
Okay, everything.
And right here, we proudly present our exceptionally delicious and freshly brewed, locally sourced coffee, just for you.
We have single origin coffees.
Local. With
that same coffee, the products are made. That's right. You know it, folks, right here. In Abejorral, we can find this variety of products, all of which are organically produced by the company from our friend here. I'll show you a little bit now. Well, now you know where to find it, right here at Agarro de mi Gente. Alright, folks, we've arrived at a place called Los Chorritos. It's a swimming spot that was recommended to us. As you know, this channel is more about culture, not so much about these kinds of places, but anyway, we're going to show it to you. Right here, there's kind of a... Let's carefully observe if we don't accidentally fall. Oh my goodness, man. Okay, there's a rather charming little waterfall right here. I truly don't know. We are still continuously going forward, and we are just about to run directly into some adorable little geese, you know. We go in here and don't see anyone at all. Oh, look how incredibly pretty this place is. Wow, and the adorable little geese are right there. In a moment we'll get a shot from the other side. Let's see who we run into. So far the place seems kind of empty, so let's see. Right, folks, continuing on, let me tell you. The famous Chorritos is truly a wonderful place, kind of like a charming and expansive farm where we also joyfully find many delightful animals, including various little birds, and these truly beautiful and friendly companions. Hello there, big boy. Hello to you too. Hello. We also discovered this interesting individual right here, this distinguished gentleman who is currently enjoying a meal. Here we can clearly observe him. Hello there, little buddy, and there's a wonderful variety of species present. Let's see if I can successfully show them to you. I distinctly recall seeing several of them scattered around this area. Oh yes, I definitely spot them now. Just look closely. These charming creatures are indeed little Australian parakeets, and it appears they are a delightful pair, perhaps a loving couple. Hello, my dear little ones. And it turned away, but they're beautiful. My people, they're here. They're like a married couple. Hello? So let's see what information they can give us about this place that we can share with you. Alright, my people, I just found someone here who's going to tell us everything, all the information about why this place was founded, what its purpose is, and more. As we already know, it's a swimming resort located in the Abejorral area. So here they're going to give us a bit of information.
Of course, Los Chorritos, it has been a lifelong tradition in the municipality of Dornal, where for decades it's been a place where everyone would come here to hang out, to swim in the pool, make sancocho, and it became a tradition. I saw the need, I took over the place, and I realized there was a need to set up something more fitting for the area by creating a rest stop. We now have lodging cabins, hiking trails, horseback riding, and sport fishing lakes. And well, a number of things that benefit the region and help provide tourism services, trying to help Abejorral wake up and grow. Because it's an incredibly cool town, really great, but it doesn't have tourism, so it would be wonderful if tourism started to grow and more people got to know it. It's a very attractive town, but it really doesn't have tourism.
Folks, as we continue this fascinating tour, just take a moment to look at this truly beautiful and magnificent place with some absolutely amazing and unique specimens. It's just utterly crazy, like that particular individual we clearly see over there who appears a bit wild and untamed. How incredibly crazy, and that splendid pheasant up there perched so gracefully. Let's say right now it looks a little strange because it's behind bars, but oh well. Look how crazy this is. Hello, friend. Let's see if we can get a closer look and see it better. There, we can kind of see it better. Yeah, a little one down here. Here we have a kind of... What little animals are these? Sorry, well, could you explain to us? Tell us.
They're silky chickens. These are chickens, bramble breed Polish. So we have a variety of birds.
And here you can also find, let's say, the pheasant, which we already saw. It's up there somewhere. It already got away from us, and it's the one that runs so much. Which one is that little one? Another pheasant. It's a guacharaca. Yes, okay, well, folks, look at these beautiful animals. You already know where to find them. We're currently in the charming town of Abejorral, specifically at the beautiful balneario Los Corritos. Oh, just look at that magnificent pheasant. Ah, everyone, please observe that stunning pheasant. Let's see if I can successfully capture it on camera for you. You can clearly see it from quite a distance. There it is, gracefully walking along. Moving on from this delightful sight, we then discover the impressive turkey. The pisco, it's a piscum. It's truly enormous and quite substantial. Wow, also look at that magnificent tail. It's truly remarkable. It's really big. And the others, are they little piscos or what are they? They're the females. This one is the male and the other is the female. Turkeys or piscos? Where are we going? The turkey sanctuary. Look at that. Just look. Wow. And tourists don't go into the cage, right? I mean, only the people who feed them can go in. They're not afraid of tourists or anything like that. They're beautiful, look, my people. Here we find the little animals that are inside. It would be these ones. And that's the silver pheasant. Look at all the ones in the back. Let me see if I can show you better. Man, that's crazy. The journey we arrived at. The beautiful Creole hens, the familiar normal hens we all know, and the adorable mini pig sow, who has already grown quite a bit larger, are all here. Ah, we can see that one much better. Hello, hello girl. Her name is Peggy. And you can't get out? Of course she is free. She is free, that is at this moment, let's say she's being lazy. Uh-huh. Oh, the girl is being lazy. Hello, hello, Peggy. Hello, hello. Oh yes, she likes having her ear scratched. Peggy. Oh, hamsters. But they're huge, aren't they? And giant hamsters. Also with rabbits too. Wow, Hukuri, let's continue our journey. Now it's the adorable rabbit's turn to appear. Folks, the contribution you make at the entrance is only for the upkeep of these beautiful animals. Just so you understand. They're just regular chickens, right? The beautiful Cuban chickens at the farm. Ah, those are the tiny ones we see here. The little Cuban children, we were all coming along quite nicely, making our way forward steadily. Continuing with our exciting tour, we truly found this beautiful, magnificent specimen, a lovely pony. Here we make sure it doesn't get out. Oh look, what's the pony's name? What's its name? Tacho. Tacho. Ah, well, Tacho left us and we found some goats. No, sheep. They're sheep. On the farm. And up there we see some little goats, which I'll show you in a moment. Alright, let's say hi to Pacho. Hi, Pacho. Let's see if he's friendly. Oh, Pacho. Hello, Pacho is very friendly. My people, you already know that. You have to come visit, and Pacho has some friends. Look at them here, that one. She didn't even want to say hi to me. Let's see if the big one greets me. Oh yes, you do greet me. Yes, you do. They are truly, truly huge. My people, this is beautiful. Look at this truly amazing place. The incredible connection you can genuinely have very close to Pacho. Say hi. Please don't get mad, dear Pacho. Please don't get mad at all. Alright, we will now say a fond goodbye to our friend Pacho and then enthusiastically continue this exciting adventure to go and check out the adorable little goats who are waiting for us. These are the little goats. Hello, girls. Say hi, say hi, say hi. Hello, beautiful ones. You look lovely. Oh, they're coming down to come out. Oh, what big cheeks. Yes, yes, yes. You're the most well-behaved one, right? How cute. Bye, girl. No, no, go back inside. Look at this beauty that is being shown to us. It's crazy. The male here is spreading his feathers as part of a courtship display. I truly think it's quite obviously designed for the female, and just look at how absolutely beautiful and stunning it truly is. Look, wow. It's gorgeous. So you can enjoy things like this in this place. You already know where it is. It showed us its face, look. What a true beauty, wow. Just look at those amazing colors. I'm going to see if I can show you a photo at the end of how this absolutely beautiful, stunning guy looks. It's honestly just crazy, really unbelievable. He's turning around right now, slowly moving. Did he just turn his back to us? I think he did. Turn all the way, buddy. Come on, buddy, turn around, let's see it. Turn, that's it, you can do it, buddy. We're all waiting to see you, so just turn around for us. There you go, that's perfect. He got scared, but he's turning for the photo. Ah, no, he didn't want to turn. He didn't turn anymore. Here he comes, here he comes. Come on. Oh, but he only stays on that side. Oh, I did it. He turned. Continuing on. After the show, the peacock gave us by opening its feathers for our video. How lucky we got here going down some steps, and now we're heading to the fonda. To the fonda. Okay, a wonderful fonda. My dear people, this is also a truly remarkable place with a rich history where you can certainly come to have a lot of fun and genuinely relax and unwind. Just look closely at how incredibly beautiful this scene truly is, and you can definitely and clearly see the charming little animals as they are distinctly visible right before your eyes. Here, in this very spot, observe how truly magnificent and breathtaking it all is. Honestly, this place is really interesting. I think it's going to rain, but look, I'll show you the fondita again. I'll give you a tour where you can come and enjoy some beautiful animals and also have a few drinks if you want. How crazy is that? We continue with this tour, which is amazing. Continuing with the tour, here we have some little cabins where you can also stay, where let's say you can make a reservation, you can stay here, enjoy a wonderful weekend with the animals on the farm, and of course with that beautiful waterfall you can see at the end. They also offer food service, folks, everything you need to relax, even right here. At the end of the video I'll leave the social media links for this place, so you can get inspired and come for a while, enjoy a pleasant time here. Other activities you can do at this place, definitely. How crazy is fishing? Here we have a beautiful lake which is designed exclusively for fishing, my friends. We can also clearly observe this beautiful natural trail which gracefully follows along a winding river and leads us directly to the magnificent waterfalls, which is precisely what we are about to experience and behold. But as absolutely everyone knows, Wow, just take a moment to truly appreciate what incredible discoveries we can readily find simply by leisurely walking around this wonderful area. I hope so. Don't fly away. How truly beautiful. It's clearly accustomed to seeing many humans here. Let's quickly get a little shot of it. Say a warm hello to our new friend. Oh, it just left, and so we shall continue along this wonderful path. Wow, this is absolutely crazy. Just look at where we've miraculously arrived now. You can comfortably sit right here and fully enjoy this incredibly beautiful and serene place, which is officially called Los Chorritos. Just take a moment to truly look at it. You sit here, you can swim, order a beer, relax, whatever you want on these benches. Your kids can be swimming. It's a really beautiful place, honestly. I'm going to show you up close what it looks like. Honestly, I love this place. The gentleman tells me that the cabins cost around 50,000 pesos. That's it. I mean, that's almost $10 for you to enjoy this whole experience. Really good price, my friends. It's crazy. Continuing with the tour, like I said, we're now filming from the other side where we started at the beginning. These here are fishing lakes where you can enjoy the sport of fishing. Is it just for sport, or can you also take the little animal, I mean the fish you managed to catch? You can eat it. And look, there are more little cabins over there so you can enjoy this beautiful place. Right now, look in the distance, it's crazy. We're heading to a chapel that was built on the top of a mountain. There it is, we can see it. So here we go. Well, we've arrived here at the chapel. They're about to tell us the story. But look at this, my friends. It looks even more beautiful from up here, doesn't it? Here they're going to tell us a bit about the history. They're taking some pictures here right now. They'll send them to me so I can make some content. So we'll continue here. They're going to tell us the story of this beautiful chapel. And why was it founded?
Well, the chapel was founded and built in honor of the Virgin of Guadalupe, because the daughter who was the founder of this whole place, the one who always wanted to study veterinary medicine and wanted us to build this farm, is no longer with us. But in honor of the daughter Xiomara and the Virgin of Guadalupe, we built this chapel. As we can see, here is the young woman, the founder of this beautiful place.
My dearest friends, I can clearly imagine that this is indeed the beloved grandmother right here, standing before us. The grandmother, yes.
The grandmother, yes.
The grandmother, and it's truly beautiful, absolutely. And it's all a family project that she decided to create. And she created this entire beautiful place. Here, as we can see, it's beautiful. I don't know how many times I've said that word, but it's worth it. How crazy. Here I'm going to show you the 360-degree view, which is none other than the one from the chapel. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue our journey. Look at this beautiful view. Here we can clearly see the expansive vista. Here they're diligently watering the delicate little plants, ensuring their healthy growth. Let's keep going. Here we once again see the magnificent view. The charming cabins we had observed down below, precisely where we were situated, that I previously showed you. Where's the farm? All the little animals are there. Here, well, the view of the mountain continues. It's also very nicely decorated with mate and other things. Wow, a 360-degree view and everything for the chapel. It's beautiful. And let's give thanks to God. Well, folks, with this we wrap up the fifth town, Abejorral. I say goodbye with that beautiful view we have behind us. I loved it, you already know. Los Chorritos, a natural, beautiful place to enjoy. This was Andrew's 5th challenge in Colombia. Wait, look at what's flying in front of us. There it is again, the turkey. Let's see if it gives us another flight. I think it's going to give us another flight. How crazy. There's always an experience. Let's see if it flies. It doesn't want to fly, it truly doesn't want to fly, so you will have to wait for a considerably long time as there are many people present. If we have another beautiful peacock here, there are currently 24 magnificent peacocks roaming completely free, meticulously counting both the elegant females and the striking males. The owner of the place tells me. So, as I was saying, this was incredible. Abejorral, Antioquia. We ended up at the spa's little waterfalls for you to visit. Thank you so much for sending it to me. Until next time.